Hey you guys, it's Melissa Westlake and welcome back to Wine with Mel. Today's guest is someone that is very near and dear to my heart. But before we get to her, let's get to the wine. Today we have a 2019 Rosé from Cotes de Provence, Whispering Angel. With aromas of strawberry and raspberry, this full-bodied rosé goes perfect with your fish dishes or even just an afternoon delight with cheese. I am beyond honored to introduce you all to model, gamer, entrepreneur, and most importantly, my really good friend, Phoenix Skye.
Hello! Hello, everyone.
Hi, my love.
How are
Thanks for having me.
I'm
Of course,
fantastic.
thank you for being on the show.
Of course, absolutely.
I would love for you to tell the audience a little bit about who you are, where do you hail from, just whatever you want to let them know.
Hi, everyone. My name is Phoenix, and I was born and raised in sunny Los Angeles, California. It's so funny because I used to always say, I'll never leave LA. I swear, I would say this on auditions, I love LA, I'll never leave LA. After quarantine, after Rona, I'm like, LA? Bye.
Yeah.
See ya. Get me out of here.
Get out of here,
I'm never coming back. So, but it's it's 80 degrees. Everything's amazing. My friends are here. It's really, really nice. So I grew up here, grew up in LA. I started kind of acting and modeling at a very young age. I took a break for a while I was actually working at a law firm for a long time. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. Scratch that. Don't be a lawyer.
Yeah.
They're so miserable, man. They're just so lonely and they're so angry. It's really sad. So scratch that. Got back into entertainment and also started doing more gaming as well. And again, I did a lot of gaming when I was younger, just playing games. It was always a lot of fun. And now I'm kind of taking it as more of a career path, and that's a lot of fun as well.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. But before we get to that, I want to talk about a few of your credits. You are so incredible, and I've always been so inspired by you. But I would love our audience to know you've worked with Yandy, you've worked on Ballers the Show, Marengo Casino, McDonald's commercials. You also did Project Runway in New York City. Yo, when I saw that photo, I was like,
research. Okay.
Research.
Yeah.
Woo! And so many other things. What is one of your favorite jobs that you've done?
It's so fun because there's so many different aspects to each part of being on set. Whether it's the commercials or movies or shows, they're so different. They're almost filmed so differently, so you have a totally different experience, right? I love being on set.
Yeah.
I like acting more. So probably TV and movie is my favorite because there's so much more. You have a trailer and you can kind of wander around and talk to people and really kind of get to know people on a more intimate level because there's so much downtime.
Yeah.
And people really get to know you on a good level as well.
Yes.
So it's one of those things that you really get to make an impression off camera in a sense. And they remember you and they bring you back in for more things.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. You just get to hang out with people. And I'm just this is great. I'm gonna do this all the time.
She's a people person, as you can tell, you guys.
Literally, it's always fun. I like wandering off by myself.
I love that. Would you say that because of the fact that you are so personable and that you are such a people person and you've been on all these sets that you've been able to make the connections in order to move forward, and not just any kind of connection, right? A genuine connection, something where you guys are relatable to one another.
Absolutely. I think because a lot of it is, that's why you see a lot of movies and TV of people, the same people that work together constantly because they genuinely enjoy each other's company.
Yes.
But you get to make those connections in those little in-between moments of not being on camera, of not having to say the lines, and not having to do this, not worry about the lighting, and just waiting and thinking. It's just okay, well now I've got hours of downtime. Let's just shoot the shit. Let's run around. That's all the kind of fun things you get to do with these people. And you're just wow, there's so many really amazing, cool, talented people out there that otherwise you might not get the chance or the opportunity to meet and hang out with unless you're in a setting like that. Which is, and that's my favorite. Yeah.
And they're very one-of-a-kind settings, for
Absolutely,
sure.
Yeah.
What would you say is something that pushes you forward? What drives you, what motivates you?
She's honestly, God, I don't know if this is gonna sound stupid or cliche or whatever, but I feel myself. I motivate me. I drive myself constantly. Every day I wake up okay, I'm alive, I'm healthy. I have every opportunity at my fingertips to make whatever I want of myself in this life. And while I'm still young, like, let's try not to take anything for granted, and let's do more. Like, it's always more. Like, the second I get one thing done, I'm like, cool, what more can I do? Like, even today, I was like, I need more money. I need to be busier. Like, what can I do? So it's like, there's so much, it's never enough, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those people, like, our energies are so, and I feel like you're similar to that. Our energies are, it's constantly going. The wheels are constantly turning.
Yes.
And it's honestly, I think it's just absolutely
like what more else can you do? But also, I feel like a part of that is, I told our audience earlier in your introduction that, you know, you didn't have the opportunity to go back home. You know, that wasn't a choice for you. So would you say that because you didn't have that option, that you're very resilient in that sense of just, I'm going to do this for me because this is what's for me and no one is going to stop me?
Absolutely. I feel like I posted like some quote the other day. I don't know if you saw it. I think it said, behind every strong person is a story that left them no choice.
Yes.
It was one of those things I was just like, whoa, that kind of hit me. Like, you don't realize you're out in this world taking care of yourself and making a path for yourself the best way you know how, but also, like, I don't have a home to go back to. I don't have, hey parents, mom and dad, like, I need help, I need money, I need a roof over my head. None of those things are an option for me. So if I fail, like, I'm out on the street. Like that. Like, that's how I even if it sounds like okay, that's a little aggressive. Like, yes, because
no, it's true though.
It has to be that way because it's the truth.
Yeah.
So if I want a certain life for myself, then I have to give it to myself, and I'm more than happy to do that.
And you deserve it because you work so hard.
Yeah.
Y'all, if
Yeah.
y'all see her, she works so hard. But I want to talk a little bit about your gaming now, right? So it's I feel like the gaming world, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the gaming world is very stereotypical a little bit. You know, like, there's people that look a certain way, they, you know, they play this game, they play that game. So I don't know if you've ever received this because you're such a beautiful woman, right? And you're a model and you're an actress and all this stuff like that. She's like, oh, thanks. Do you ever feel I don't want to say looked down upon in the gaming world, but do you feel different because you don't, you know, necessarily maybe play a lot of the same games, but you're learning how to?
Yes, I say, one, as a girl in the business, it's like, they're like, oh, she's just a pretty girl, nah, she doesn't really game, and then you kind of just like, no, actually, I've been gaming since I was like 8 years old, and I'm super techie. Like, I go to conventions, I go to E3, like, I try and learn as much as possible of all the new games and of all the new technology. Like, that's a passion for me as well. But, like, in the beginning, when I really decided I wanted to do gaming as more of a career, I was reaching out to big gamers, trying to see if they wanted to collaborate with me, and, like, 0 people answered me. I was just
really?
like, oh, that's so wild. It's, like, so crazy. Like, I'm still a real person. Like, if anything, I'd be like, well, let's try and figure out something to collab, and 0 answers back. And it was one of those things where I was just like, wow, they probably just don't take me seriously. So it's like, I can't rely on kind of the you know, TV prejudices that they put as what a gamer is, technically. I have to kind of open that door and make my own path in there. And there are girls that game. There are pretty girls that are nerds, and like, that's hot too. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd. I used to tell people that I love video games, and they would just like talk shit. It was like, oh, how's Fortnite? And I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, there's a multi-billion-dollar business. Like, so many platforms are getting onto this. Like, get with the program or don't, but also, like, don't talk shit. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, if I want people to take me seriously in this business, then I have to force myself. I have to force them to take me seriously. And that's kind of the path, like the new path that I'm on.
Kind of in a way where, you know, in acting and modeling, you have to pay your dues and all this stuff like that. You have to pay your dues in the gaming world. Do you feel like people are starting to take you more seriously now that you're like, wait, especially because you're putting yourself out there more? We're going to put her gaming tag and everything at the end for you guys to see, but she is taking off, guys. Like, you know, she's really getting into the Call of Duty now because I know Call of Duty is huge in gaming. Do you feel like people are like, oh, okay, she is actually now, she's serious, and she's always been serious?
Yes, I think that's one of those things where it's like, it's not like an overnight success, right? Like, maybe they'll look at me and be like, oh wow, she just like plugged in a PlayStation, and because she's pretty, like, all these people are following her. It just wasn't really the case. And now I'm starting to get some traction because I've been doing it for such a long time. Because I have a whole game room, and I decked that out, and I like figured out how to work my PC, and I'm like figuring out all these little things on my own without having any help from anybody. So that is kind of, in a sense, where you're saying paying your dues. Like, I'm taking the steps. I'm not running yet. I'm walking, and I'm like starting to jog. Like, just getting there. But because it's a passion, it's like, you know, if you do what you love. It's not work, right? So it's still it's still just so much fun. I love every aspect
that.
of it. Yeah.
What would you say? Because I've never been to a convention myself.
Oh.
So she's like, what's one of your favorite conventions you've been to?
So the very first convention I went to, I mean, obviously we're here in LA. There are tons of conventions worldwide and even just nationwide in America, but I wanted to start small because I wanted to make sure I had my videographer, like photographer guy, walk around with me to get as much content as possible. The very first one that I went to, LA has a Los Angeles Comic Con, and it was originally called, I think, like Stan Lee Comic Con, right? The guy that did the Marvel stuff. Then they changed it to LA Comic Con. So that was the first one I went to, and I dressed up as Domino from Deadpool.
Oh my God,
that was the year that it came out. So everybody knew the character. And I swear to God, girl, it was just like, you thought I was like famous. It was crazy. And I didn't know what to expect. First convention, I was like, okay, I'm sure this will be whatever. And it was just like total, like, worlds opened up to me. And I'm just like, this is a lot of fun. You really get to interact with so many people that love to do the same thing that you love to do. You get to see so many cool costumes. Everybody makes their costumes because that's what you're supposed to do when you go to conventions.
Just so you know, that's what you're supposed to do.
Make costumes.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And yeah, I made it, everything myself, painted my face myself, figured it all out, and it really worked out so amazing. It was so much fun. So it was those things that I wish, because it's Rona, when things start picking back up again, I'd love to kind of get some of the girls together and do like some really fun costumes. Fingers crossed.
Do you regret anything?
Do I regret anything?
Yeah.
Girl, just if I've ever missed out on an opportunity because of maybe what I thought somebody else would think of me, or what I thought someone else's opinion of what I should be doing with my life, those are my only regrets. Because I should be able to make my own choices, and any consequences that come from those choices are all on me, right? I don't want to have to look back one day and be like, damn, I wish I did that, and I didn't because so-and-so thought I shouldn't, or so-and-so might have disapproved. Like, it's my life. I have to run it and live it as I want to, and that's one of those kind of lessons that I had to learn the hard way, but honey, I'm doing it now. We're doing it.
Guys, I want to go do something right now. I don't know about you, but I want to get up and go do something. I want to talk a little bit about, before we get into our wonderful game, I want to talk just a little bit about P.S. I Love You very quickly, because I'm going to give you a chance at the end to really, really tell us a bit more about what it is. But P.S. I Love You, what does it mean? What does it stand for? What is it? Let us know.
So, I don't know. I actually got the domain name a couple years ago, and I really wanted to start a clothing line, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do jewelry, whatever. So, I was just kind of like talking with people that I've modeled with that are like wholesale people, just trying to get some vibes. So, P.S. Phoenix Skye.
Which, by the way, I didn't know. I really thought it was just like the signature P.S. I love you. So let's just get that.
Yeah, Phoenix Skye is my name. And then I was just like, what can I do with that? And then it just came out. I was like, P.S. I love you. Duh. So I started with streetwear because I have a lot of male followers too. So I figured let's do like oversized clothes, t-shirts, hats, bucket hats, dad hats, just like really simple, nice quality clothing. And that was the first launch. And then now I'm kind of getting into some swimwear, and then it's like always, but again, it's always more. Like it's always even if I launch the next thing, I'm like, then what's the next thing? It never ends, but it's also, again, it's a passion, and it's something that I'm really excited about. And nothing will succeed if you quit, right? It'll definitely not work if I just stop doing it. And I only launched it like 4 or 5 months ago. When I was like during Corona, I was like, girl, you gotta get busy.
Like this is the time to do it, so we might as well do it.
Yeah. So, it's just barely getting. She's just a little baby.
You know what? She's there though.
But
she's there.
So,
she's blossoming.
She exists. Yes, so,
On that note, let's play Would You Rather, my dear.
Oh boy.
Let's take a sip. It's alright. The questions are cute. They're cute. They're fun.
Okay.
Cheers. Cheers to Would You Rather. Would you rather play a character in Mortal Kombat or Fortnite?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. Who would you play?
I would play maybe Sonya.
Oh.
Because she's kind of like Tomb Raider. She's kind of like Lara Croft.
Yeah. Speaking of Lara
She's
Croft.
badass. So, and she doesn't have like superpowers, quote unquote. She's just like a bad bitch.
Now you're also a Harry Potter fan, so this next
we don't
question
have enough time in
is...
this interview to talk about
Yeah,
Harry
no,
Potter.
Harry Potter. That's a 4 2-part series interview.
Oh, God.
Would you rather have the invisibility cloak or truth serum?
Oh, girl. Invisibility cloak. Hands
Really?
down. Who wants truth serum? One, if it's a man, you already know what's on his mind.
Oh.
And then women, if they're complimenting you, it's a real compliment. And if they're hating on you,
know
you
if
know
it's
why
a
they're
real
hating
one,
on you. Invisibility cloak
all day. Okay. Would you rather only be able to take shots of tequila all night or have glasses of rosé all night?
Oh, tequila.
God, my liver just hurt as she said that. I feel like I'm like, oh my god.
I mean, you didn't say I couldn't drink water also.
So you're gonna chase them with water.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that
Stay
so
tuned for our dance parties because that's what we do. There's
You're
just
welcome.
tequila all
We'll
night.
trade secret, yeah.
Last question. Would you rather have Wonder Woman's powers or Lara Croft's badassness? Excuse my French.
Shoot. That's a good one. Oh, how dare you ask me this question. I'd say Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Cause
She's a badass too,
she's
though.
just so fucking fun, man.
Yeah.
Like, she can fly, you know, she's got a cool outfit, she's got a great history. She's hot.
She got a cool
She doesn't age. I mean, this doesn't
well, there
age.
we go.
Yeah.
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 Okay, okay, so Wonder
Yep,
Woman.
yep.
Phoenix, that is all the time that's all the time that we have today. I appreciate you so much. I want to give you the floor right now to let our audience know, drop any last minute gems, plug any plugs, shameless plugs, whatever you want to say, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm so glad I got to come here today. Thank you, Melissa, for having me. Let's see. So, P.S. I love you.la is the clothing line. I'm already working on the next launch. So exciting. It'll be more swimwear. We're nearing summertime, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Dark Phoenix, everything else. Dark Phoenix Instagram, Dark Phoenix Twitch. God, Dark Phoenix, I think, YouTube.
We're going to put all of our handles at the end of this, guys, in all of our comment section. Yes,
Absolutely, yes.
How would you think of the wine?
Whispering Angel is
listen.
the jam, honey. I love Whispering Angel.
Oh,
I went to
appreciate
Ibiza
you.
like a few years ago. I was like dating this guy, and he was just like, "Do you have Whispering Angel?" Every time we went to dinner, "Do you have Whispering Angel? Whispering Angel?" I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, that's like the really good rosé. It's like an easy drink, and it's like a really
It's very
nice,
fresh.
light,
It's crisp.
yeah,
It's light. Phoenix, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate everything you've done for me.
Yes.
And I can't wait to continue this journey with you. So cheers.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course.
Bye, guys.